You guys, what is up? Mike here. I haven't done a video in ages. Now it feels like it's time to get back to it. And after some resistance, I now feel some inspiration to just share. And I wanted to start out with like a idea I have and I had and an experience I had. When I started with psychedelics, I feel like I quite soonish realized or started to believe that the psychedelic state is not due to substances, but to a particular state of mind or a particular vibration or energy that we create on some level or another. And to me, this is now absolutely, there is no doubt about that anymore. I've had too many experiences where I felt like I was totally tripping on DMT or LSD just by breathwork meditation, or simple alone by intention. And I think this is also the key with psychedelics, that setting and intention shaping reality we experience when we induce certain states and closing the loop, believing that we can achieve psychedelic states without taking psychedelics. How important is it then to be aware of setting and intention throughout the whole life? Now it's story time. So I was on a festival and my beloved one and I, we decided to make a small cacao ceremony. So we had like this beautiful blanket next to the camper van where we were sleeping in. And we placed the blanket there and we placed a singing bowl and some candles and some incense and crystals and all that hippie stuff. And it was really beautiful. We prepared like a cacao, like a proper cacao, like a high quality cacao, which has anyway like very beautiful effects and also like a very heart opening energy. And yeah, we did this ritual for like, I would say half an hour to 1.5 hours. I don't know so much about the time frame, but I would say like 45 minutes or so. And then something in me wanted to like have some very powerful masculine energy here, since the cacao and the heart opening and the space felt really feminine. And I remember I had like this metal pipe, and it's like a really like full on pipe, and this was the very masculine energy. And I thought, yeah, let's smoke some DMT, but let's smoke as little as possible because the space is already so beautiful. I don't want to trip on anything right now but life. And I took some, it was DMT in form of changa, and I took the pipe and I put some changa in, and it was so little changa. I've never smoked so much changa in my life. So little changa in my life. Even though I was microdosing for like some time, and microdose, you take so little that you don't feel anything, but just it's still doing something with your mind and your body. So I took like even less, like it was the smallest dosage. I found this thing, I don't know if you see it, like no, probably not. The camera is not zooming, whatever. It was so little that, yeah, it was the least amount of changa I've ever seen. So I took the pipe, put it in, and then smoked it. Took the same amount, a very similar amount of it, put it back in the pipe, gave that to my girlfriend back then, my beloved one, and told her like, yeah, I remember that so vividly because it was such a hilarious moment afterwards. I told her, I looked at her and I was like, yeah, you probably won't feel anything. And gave her the pipe and she smoked. Still having the smoke in my lungs. I noticed something happening, some shifts in perception, and I knew that we get what we were asking for in that space, because we wanted to have the experience that suits the space, and that's absolutely perfect for the moment. And the next thing I know, and as I experienced, it was we were basically experiencing the same trip. We both like just fell down, laid down, whatever, and I entered a reality of full-on DMT trip, where I was having no distinction between like having open eyes or closed eyes, because everything was like fractals, and then there was also some anxiety coming up, and I just remembered myself, just enjoy, just breathe, just yes, stick with your intentions, to trust that you get what you were asking for. And fucking hell, that was such a wonderful experience. It was such a wonderful trip, and every word I could use would not be even close to the sacredness and beauty I experienced. And then I was like sitting up, and as I mentioned already, I felt like I was sharing this trip with my beloved one, and she was sitting up at the same time in my perception, and we just looked at each other, kind of communicating like, yeah, you probably won't feel anything. And we just started to laugh and cry, and just like, oh my fucking God. It was like one of these trips when you come back and you just like experienced the answer on all the question that life is love, and life is easy, and life is a fucking trip, and we are here for a reason. And we just shared this experience, me and my beloved one and I, and it was so fucking beautiful, especially afterwards, just crying and laughing and connecting. And this is still one of my favorite psychedelics experiences I've had, just because it showed me that there's something greater than me. There's the power in my intention, while there's something co-creating with me the intention, and like supporting me in my journey, and just also open me up more and more to the possibility that there is a way to experience psychedelic states with just being. And that gave me a lot of inspiration to continue down this path of, as I mentioned earlier, like breathwork and meditation and tantra and all these kind of modalities that were meant to have like that entheogenic, which means brings you closer to the divine effect, to the whole, to the holiness. And just sharing about that just fucking opens my heart and feels really good. And yeah, life is a fucking trip and a journey and a roller coaster, and we are riding the wheel while we are driving it, and someone else is still like taking care of everything. And our intentions and our focus and our set and setting fucking matters. And that's it for this video. And yeah, magic is real. See you guys.